Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. We have the rents of Henri, the tropical storm going on outside. So I need to know if we end up with any camera problems, any mic challenges, because we're running the internet through a giant car wash at the moment. With that said, I am so glad you could join me here this evening. I feel like we're doing a coming out party tonight because we're going to talk about a really cool topic about becoming a modern mystic, what this means, how you can become one, why you even want to become one, where this concept has come from, and why it's so important for you, particularly here today. So with that said, let's talk about, why am I so excited to talk about becoming a modern mystic? What does that have to do with angels and spirit guides and all the stuff that I've been talking about lately? Well, it turns out everything. A modern mystic is somebody who sees without eyes, who hears without ears, who knows without thought. In other words, it is someone living fully connected to spirit in each and every moment, operating from a higher plane and being able to change the world, because while they are in the world, they are not of it. You can become a modern mystic. I have been working my way in that direction myself. As we become mystics, we have set ourselves free from the matrix. It doesn't mean that you don't look both ways before you cross the street. It doesn't mean that if a car rolled over your foot, you wouldn't go, ow. But you are free. And that's what I want to help you to do. I want to help you to become free, because as you become free, you help somebody else become free. You help many people become free, and we all become free. If we're to make it as humanity, if we're to make it as a species, we got rains, we've got floods, we've got fires, we've got COVID, we've got politics, we've got wars. Whew. If we're to make it as a species, we're going to need to evolve to a higher level. We're going to need to play in that upper room, the room of angels, the room of light workers, the room of guides, the room of you and I once you become a mystic. Einstein said you can't change your problem from the level of energy it was created. And I'm sorry to say, people are asleep today. Completely, totally. Actually, people are somewhere between asleep and freaked out. But if you learn how to become a modern mystic, and since you're watching this, that means you're well on your way. You are more awake and aware. Woohoo! It is easier for you to plug in. It is easier for you to get assistance. It's also easier for you to feel the energy of everybody else around. That can create a freak out situation, but it's easier for you to become a modern mystic. Energy is everything. So when you hear me pause, it's funny I say when you hear me pause. When I hear me pause, when there is this booming silence, what I'm doing is checking in with spirit. And that's really the mystical existence, is checking in with spirit almost all day long, hearing what spirit has to say, guiding and being guided and operating from that place of spirit. And so I pause, waiting to hear, well, this is what we'd like you to say next. This is what we would like you to talk about next. Does it mean I'm channeling? Oh, heck yeah, absolutely. Does it mean that the words are coming out of my mouth are not mine? No, it's a co-creation. We as humans have co-created a crazy, nutty world. We can also co-create an amazing, incredible, over-the-top, crazy, beautiful world. When we stop playing the game at the lowest level, the level of pain and fear and suffering, and we choose to transcend that, the upper room, to a higher vibration, to a level where we're not stuck in that fear-based place making reactionary decisions. A mystic doesn't react. She or he chooses what, where, and how to act. That makes all the difference in the world. Well, hi, love bug. So this is what happens when you don't have Ruru on stage with you. And I love Ruru. He was here the last few weeks. Tonight with the rainstorm, he was kind of beside himself when it was pouring earlier. He kind of fell apart. That combined with having not enough food, and he was a rooster in need of a nap, and so he is napping right now. We're starting a school of mysticism. I am so excited. This is the first time I've said it publicly, I believe. We're starting a school of mysticism. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? There are a couple ways that you can become a mystic. Well, actually, it's all from choice. You can become a mystic from all of life events and then making a choice to stay in there. For instance, I've had 2 near-death experiences. If that doesn't take you down that road, I don't know what will. Many people have awakening experiences, experiences with angels, experiences with guides, experiences with dreams that are more real than real, experiences with scary, scary life stuff, or overwhelm, or a brush with death that have popped them as well. But to become a modern mystic means then making that choice. And so we're starting a school of mysticism. In fact, you can actually sign up. We've been doing a manifestation mastery circle each Wednesday evening. That is going to morph and change into a school of mysticisms called Michael Sandler School of Mystics, because I want to get you to that upper room. And then I want you to get others to the upper room. And it's contagious as your vibration flies high. And no, I'm not going to try to transform you into a woohooer. That may happen naturally, but it's completely unnecessary. You can be the quietest person in the world and vibrate at the highest level. How does it get any better than this? So, so if you can hear that, that's a National Weather System alert going on Ruru's white noise speaker behind me. I'm interested to hear if he starts singing now to let us know about the alert or whether he stays asleep. So we have this course. It's going to be 4 Wednesdays a night. It's going to start on September 8th. So we have our Manifestation Mastery Circle that has 1 more week. Then we're going to pause for a week. And then we're coming back out strong for 4 weeks in a row in September for our School of Mystics. And I want you there. Allie's going to put the link in the chat room there. I want you there so that you can start down this road to becoming a mystic yourself. It's interesting. I've been teaching mysticism for years without really realizing it. And it wasn't until I had a beautiful talk with Bill Bennett and his wife, Jennifer. Bill Bennett, if you haven't checked out his videos, there's several videos on our channel. He is the creator of many documentary films, including PGS, Your Personal Guidance System. He has an amazing project on fear, the transcendence nature of fear right now. He is one of my deepest spiritual brothers. Bill, if you're watching this, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And Jessica and I, he's also won the equivalent of the Emmy in Australia many times over. for his filmmaking work. Jessica and I were speaking with Jennifer and Bill a couple weeks ago, and Jennifer was saying, well, you get to do this, that, and the other. You're a mystic. Replay that. You're a mystic. Replay that. You're a mystic. And then the next day after that, so I pocketed that information. The next day after that, it looks like I probably have a beautiful new editor for my next book. And in starting to work or planning to work with this editor, I needed to get her over the contents of the book that I've been working on. And I was working on it January through March of this year before we got ready to go on the road in our RV. I cracked open the folder, and which I haven't touched since March. The contents were gone. I went into a folder to grab my book to give to her, which was at most a third done, probably only a quarter done, but still. Chapters 2, chapters 3, chapters 4, chapters 5, chapter 6, chapter 7, and I believe chapter 8 were gone. The introduction was there, the first chapter was there, and the table of contents was there, thankfully. The rest of it completely wiped out. And here's the thing about being a mystic, whatever that means. And definitions can limit us, so we get to be careful about that. But what I was saying is we're defining ourselves in a way that sets us free. And to be set free means to go into a folder where all of the work you've been doing this winter into spring is gone. Gone. Bye-bye. Hasta la vista, baby. I'm looking at backups. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at multiple computers. It's not there. And to say, wow, there must be a reason for this. Wow, wow, wow. Something special is going to come out of this. And I hope it's not me rewriting what I wrote the first time, although if it is, something better will come about. But then I go back into automatic writing, and certainly there's an automatic writing course that you can take. It helps you to be able to communicate with the other side, which is interesting because we're going to be doing a bunch of teaching on the veil of Isis. If you ever heard the other side of the veil, it comes from ancient Egyptian times, meaning the goddess Isis pulled back her veil and could see the truth. And next month, as part of our first course on how to become a modern mystic, we're going to teach you how to unveil Isis. It's really, really cool. We're also going to look at some of the work of Helen Blavatsky, who has a book, Isis Unveiled. With that said, a mystic is someone who gets that there's more going on than meets the eye. And I get it. If a document has been eaten by the universe, first off, it was never written by me. It's never written by you. It's always a co-creation with the universe. That's the term, inspiration, in spirit. It's a combo. All great work is done in spirit, inspired, in communion with something greater. I'm going to put that in quotes because we're pretty awesome. Something greater than ourselves. You are spirit. You are the divine. So, documents gone. Books appears to be gone. I go into my automatic writing. And it's almost like I want to go, all right, what are you guys up to? But I had just heard from Bill and Jessica the day before. Excuse me, I flipped that. Thank you. Bill and Jennifer the day before about being a mystic. And I had been writing about that in automatic writing. And so I asked, am I supposed to write a book on becoming a mystic? Am I supposed to write a book? This is one of Ruru's wing feathers about becoming a mystic. And the response I got was, only if you're ready. In other words, only if you choose to step up to the plate. Oh, I actually took a day. I felt into it. Sees without eyes, hears without ears, knows without thought. I took a day to feel, which is also to sense with your third eye or see with your third eye, to feel into it. And then I said something between yes and hell yeah. And then it started happening. I started talking with clients about this concept of becoming a modern mystic. And what I found is this is exactly what I've been teaching over the years in classes, but in particular to my coaching students and my group coaching clients without even realizing it. I've been helping clients find greater peace, greater success at work, attract major goodness into their lives, discover their purpose, discover their path. Not only to help them connect with spirit so that they can stay connected with spirit 24/7, but helping them to resonate at a higher level. In essence, I'm helping them to recognize the oneness of everyone, the oneness of everything, the divinity inside of them, the divinity of everything, and to live from this state of oneness in a state of awe and love 24/7, or at least a bit more. I'm helping them operate from the upper room. That's what I want to do with you. So you see, if you go to the news, and right now I'm considering the news more addictive than heroin, although the last 24 hours following the weather for me has been more addictive, though I've never actually tried heroin, so maybe not a fair judgment call, and I hope to never try that in this lifetime or any lifetime. And I've heard, well, you have tried it before in many lifetimes in the past. All right, cancel, clear, release. When you watch the news, I pick on the news a lot. I like to pick on the news. And yet I, at this point, scan the news because there's so much going on. I want to be able to be educated when somebody asks me a question. I don't need to know details. I don't want to get stuck in the details. With the news, it is easy to get stuck in a fear-based place. This isn't working. That didn't work. We've got to do this. Now we've got to do that. This is a horror. This is a tragedy. On one level, it's real. It's really real. And if you're struggling or going through something calamitous, that's super real. Not taking anything away from it. But just as mirrors in cars, I don't think they say it anymore. They used to say on the side of it, objects in mirror closer than they appear or are different than they appear. There is always more going on than meets the eye. Way more going on than meets the eye. Why do I talk about angels and spirit guides and things of this sort? They're always by your side. In fact, we're going to have a program out on angels, a 21-day program that you can get, I believe in September. I'm going to see how quickly the angels give it to me. One of the exercises is learning how to expand your horizon to where you're literally driving down the road or riding your bicycle and will see the angels off to your side flapping their wings with you. And I can also hear them say, or sitting in the passenger seat next to you. Angels are always by our side. Guides are always by our side. Nothing in the mirror is as it appears to be. But we get to train you to dive into this unknowingness, to dive into the unknowingness of the true realm. What's the true realm? The kingdom of heaven that is already here is the true realm. We get you to dive into the unknowingness of the true realm without thought. It's funny. We think we can figure this out. But that which is thought is not real. That which comes without thought is the kingdom of heaven. It's the same thing as what they say about the Tao. The Tao that calls itself the Tao is not the Tao, for the Tao is the unnamed. Why? Because naming and words come from the mind. So as a mystic, you use the mind to navigate the world, to look both ways before crossing the street, to decide, hey, my neck mobility isn't what it used to be. I'd like to go see a chiropractor or somebody in active release therapy. Why not? But is somebody who has dropped those shields, I used to call it the open-hearted warrior, who is living supra-mind. Think of Superman, think of supra-man, above, who is acting from above. And I know you've heard the expression from Hermeticism, as above, so below. As above, so below means you create up here, and that reflection, something we've been teaching in our Manifestation Mastery Circle. It's a mystical technique of a mirror pool in the sky, which is interesting because I had on Dr. Michael Lennox this week, and we were talking about the properties of Mercury and the properties of mind. And I picture a mirror pool of Mercury. We're reaching up above mind, deep into mind, into the mind of the universe rather than our own small mind. As above is going above this guy here to some place greater. This is the land of mysticism. This is the land of magic. And so, and in a minute, I'm going to share with you some other ideas of how we can get you started. I think this may have given you some seeds, and certainly come join us for our school next month. School of Mystics. How does it get any better than this? This is going to be awesome, and this is going to change everything in your life. With that said, what really changes everything is tapping into spirit on a daily basis. When you begin tapping in with spirit, when you begin walking on the earth a different way, the earth begins walking you in a different way. When you walk on the earth a different way, the earth walks you in a different way. Sort of like the universe breathes you in a new way. For you will be carried across this land without being stuck in the land. You are set free to open new doors that appear before you, set free to have new relationships which magically appear, set free to have greater, higher level experiences, and to discover a sweetness that's always been there, but that you could never see before. This world is sweet. This world has nectar. This world has incredible honey. Yeah, but Michael, I ate dog food for a summer when I ran out of money. I went 2 winters where I had to use my oven because they had cut off the gas, and thankfully the oven was electric. Oven open with a fan on in Colorado winter before the place really heated up to keep myself warm. I have twin titanium femurs and hips. And on it goes. And I'm not defining myself by those things. And I've had loss after loss after loss. I immediately go to the miscarriages. Sorry. Though I know my girls are on their way. Not yet. Well, there is no thing as time is real. But I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. I get to make space for them to come in. Thank you, girls, or girl and boy, or boys, or everything. It's all good. But there is a sweetness in life, a honey, a nectar that is real. Once we're playing the game at a higher level, how does it get any better than this? And that expression, I first heard it from Dane here years ago, and we've got many videos by him. I love him so much. The expression, how does it get any better than this, means things aren't as they appear to be. Something's going wrong. How does it get any better than this? Something's going right. How does it get any better than this? You're plugging into the sweetness with that one statement. So the big question here is, and then we'll open up to questions. I'm just so passionate about this because I now know, all right, backstory. For years, it appears like for years, maybe it's less than that. If somebody asked me, what's the purpose of Inspire Nation? What's your mission statement? I'm like, I know my mission statement. Raise people's vibration, elevate consciousness, shift humanity. Jessica would say, well, what's your real mission statement? Raise people's vibration, elevate consciousness, shift humanity. No, Michael. What does that mean? Well, I want to raise people's vibration, shift consciousness, elevate humanity. No, Michael, what does it mean? In other words, she would say, who are you? Tell me your essence. My essence fell into my lap when I met with Bill and Jennifer, when my book got eaten, when I realized what I was teaching my clients. I'm a modern mystic. You're on your way to becoming a modern mystic too. What's it take? First, a burning desire. I'm hopping up and down in my seat because I know if you learn this stuff, it's going to change everything. But it starts with a desire. It starts with the desire to feel the energy, to feel the love, to feel the unity, to feel the lattice work nature, the true matrix, which is a field, and to no longer live at the lower vibration, but to be immersed, imbued, infused, and doing the backstroke in the field of love. Call it the field of love, call it the Akashic field, call it the quantum field. When you have this desire to play at the level of the mystics, things will start popping for you. Now, a lot of people used to say, and Jessica and I are wondering if people still say, I want to be enlightened. Big thing. I want to be enlightened. What does that really mean? Does it mean you want to sit like the Buddha on a mountaintop? Does it mean you want to be like Jesus and walk on water and loaves and fishes and all that good stuff? Or does it mean you've had enough of this world and you want to check out? Not as in, but meaning you want to be able to hover above it all. Well, the trick is, in my guess, because I'm not enlightened, there is no one exact place or exact point of enlightenment. Instead, it is a placeholder on the path, on a path of a mystical journey to ascend in consciousness, to ascend in awareness, to ascend in energy, while still being on this planet of Earth to help others. That's what it means to me. So becoming a modern mystic is choosing that you want to see and experience the world in a different way. In a different way. So first, we make that choice. I blank. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Repeat after me. I, state your name. I choose to start on my path to becoming a modern mystic. I desire to learn how to see without eyes, hear without ears, and to know without thought. To know someone without seeing them, but to feel their true essence and to live fully plugged into spirit without judgment, always coming from a place of love. Woohoo! It's a placeholder along the path. There is no one point at which you're asleep, another point where you're awake like yourself, another where you are a seer rather than a seeker. That's what we're talking about. A seer is knowing from here and here. I see you. We all want to be seen. I see you. A seeker, that's exhausting. Somebody who seeks enlightenment. Oh my God, that's a lot of work. Do I sit in a cave for 10 years? Do I go do this level program, then that level program, then another program? Do I do all these different programs? How much money do I have to put out? How many ashrams or places in India do I have to go to become enlightened? I seek that. A modern mystic is a seer. Simply learning to open up here and open up here in order to see someone and see the world the way it really is, rather than the way it appears to be. Yeah. It means that you learn how to be with yourself a little bit more, how to sit in the stillness, sit in the silence. You don't have to become a meditator or a great meditator. Heck, you might just find that you love kicking back on the couch or kicking back in bed and just contemplating life or contemplating the silence from a higher level point of view. It means that you start looking at people. And I want to challenge you to do this. The next time you're introduced to somebody, imagine that you're looking at them from your third eye. What do you see? And the word see does not do justice to it. I don't know enough. I know some Dutch. I know some Japanese. I know some French, a tiny bit of one or two other languages. But I don't have the right word yet. I hear, qu'est-ce que c'est le mot? What is the word? I don't have the right word yet. That is to see without my eyes, but to see with my third eye. Because the third eye to me is not an image, which is interesting. The further I go down this road, it started with automatic writing, the more visions that I get, the more I'll get Polaroid snapshots. But I don't have the Polaroid snapshot that would describe how I see somebody with my third eye without these guys. See you. I see you. That's even better. I see you. So the next time that you meet somebody, play with the idea of seeing them from up here. A few more things, then let's open it up to some questions here. Take some time to be with you. Take some time to dive into the silence. Take some time to love yourself up. This is a key tenet that I teach in everything with everyone. Love isn't just all there is. Love is you. Love is me. We deny our essence. We deny the divinity that is within each and every one of us. I feel like crying now. I don't know if it's my tears. I don't believe so. I believe it's the tears of everyone. When we deny ourselves our own love, we say, I'm not worthy of love, or I did this wrong, or I did that wrong, or I don't deserve wrong, or guilt or shame. Shame will kill you faster than any poison out there. We get to cut the cords to that quick, fast. But when we don't love ourselves, we deny our true, mystical, divine nature. And that's such a beautiful place to start. Let's go supra words. Let's see if you can just start patting yourself on the shoulder or both shoulder, pat yourself on the back, or give yourself a hug. Right now, you could hug yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. Just say that to yourself. I love you. I love you. I love you. And if yourself yells back at you, put them in your arms. This is as mystical as anything. Imagine that they're a baby, an innocent baby in your arms. You would never say anything other than loving to them. I love you, little Michael. I love you, little Michael. I love you, little Michael. I can't tell you just how many decades it took to be able to do that. And if you've heard some of my past shows, when I first tried doing that, I flipped out big time. One of the key tenets is we get to start liking ourselves up, have a like party, and then have a love party. And it's a practice. You don't need to be able to do it today. But becoming a modern mystic is a practice. That's why it's along a scale. It's along a path. There is no place to get to. That's the greatness. You know, I could say I'm a blah, 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 blah. I'm just on the path too. Somebody else can be on the mountaintop saying I'm a blah, 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 blah. And I'm using blah, blah, blah for a reason. It's all words. It's all made up. There's no one person who's this. There's no one person who's that. We're all divine. We're all enlightened, whatever that means. We're all spirit. We're all energy having an energetic experience in human form. Labels lock us in, usually too much. I think the expression goes, to reach enlightenment, believe in the Buddha. And then let go of the Buddha. This also has to do with, if you see the Buddha on the road, kill the Buddha. What that means is these are all placeholders. Even saying become a modern mystic is a placeholder. But these placeholders are extremely powerful for helping us on our path. If you say to yourself, I am a mystic, see how it feels. I am a mystic. Do you find yourself sitting taller? I am a mystic. Do you find energy to start moving through you? I am a mystic. How does that feel? So this is a practice each and every day. Just as much of a practice going into automatic writing is a practice of spending time going quiet, is a practice of loving yourself up. Don't worry if you don't remember all of this. We're going to go through all of the basics step by step in much greater detail. In just a couple weeks, you can sign up, and Ali will put the link below. Begins September 8th. One of the things you can do right now is continue to surround yourself with awake and aware people The more that you can do that, the better. And surround yourself with awake and aware content. In essence, take in all the goodness you can to begin resonating and vibrating at the higher level you desire to be at. All of this is nutritional support. And begin to question, not out of a conspiracy theory. The whole place is a conspiracy theory. It's an earth school. It's meant to be a riddle within an enigma. It's meant to be a paradox. It can be a higher level paradox when we collectively agree to raise to a higher level, which the day is coming. It's already been foreseen, foretold. It's on its way. Truth be told, time's not real. It's already happened. Humanity has rounded the curve. We have made it. But right now, in the moment, it sure doesn't feel like it. But we can surround ourselves with the goodness that we desire to be and bring it into, birth it into reality. But with that said, going back to conspiracies, we get to question everything. It's something I've been teaching to a lot of my coaching clients, challenging them with lately, is to look for the white elephants. What in the world, Michael, is a white elephant? A white elephant is a belief that you know is true. What's an example of that? Well, I believe I was meant to write. Is that true? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let me lean into that. I believe I was meant to be on camera. Is that true? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I believe I was meant to spend the rest of this lifetime, at the very least, with Jessica. Woohoo! Is that true? Maybe yes, maybe not. Let's lean into it. You get to look at everything in your life. Lift up those rocks, look underneath it, challenge every single assumption. I'm an American. Challenge it. I'm human being. Challenge it. I walk with my head up and my feet down because of gravity. Challenge everything. I was channeling last week with the book, The Kabbalion. And in the Kabbalion, which is teaching ancient Egyptian and ancient Greek wisdom called Hermeticism, in the Kabbalion, they're talking about the concept of freedom and how most people are asleep. And people who are asleep will still say, I love my freedom and I cherish my freedom. And the three initiates would say, how do you know you're free? And the response would be, because I know what I want and I know what pleases me. The response being, how do you know why you want what you want? How do you know where the impetus for what pleases you, the origin, the seed of what pleases you, comes from? You're not awake and aware until you know why something drives you, why you're interested in something. Heck, I loved Porsches. I still love the look of Porsches. I love the look of Porsches. I've owned a Porsche. I've drooled over many a Porsche. I've done the driving days with Jessica in a Porsche. They're cool. It came from the movie Risky Business. It came from working at a country club. It came from living down the street from a Porsche repair shop and riding past it every day and going, man, I want those. Now I'll drive up in Tessie next to the Porsche and I love my electric go-go kart. I love it. It's got an accelerator, which, let's see the term that I call for it. The, not the woohoo-o-meter. Yes, the giddy-up pedal. I'm like, you can't call it a gas pedal. It's an electric vehicle. It has the giddy-up pedal. I got to challenge, where did that belief that I needed this, that, or the other thing come from? I get to challenge all of it. You get to challenge that too. So a mystic sees beyond the seen. A mystic sees beyond the seen. So nothing is taken at face value. Nothing is taken at face value. That's what sets you free. So moving forward, for instance, until class, start challenging yourself to look at everything. Everything. I could look at this camera here and say, is that really what I want? Am I doing what I really want to do? Am I happy and in my sweet spot talking to you? I love you. You get to look at everything. And then you get to move past judgment. For judgment locks one down into the known. Judgment keeps you here. You want to unlock the key to the kingdom of heaven. Let go of the judgment to everyone and everything. As Paul Selig's guide said, and I love Paul Selig and I love the work of his guides who come through in my automatic writing as well. What you damns you back. What you define or judge defines and judges and limits you. So what we're to wrap this up and get to questions is we're talking about connecting with spirit, working to connect with spirit 24 hours a day, working to call in spirit 24 hours a day, working to connect with spirit, to connect with the angels, to connect with your guys 24 hours a day, and to find that sense of love. Woohoo! I love you. I love you. That sense of love for yourself, for everyone, for everything, no matter what. It's really hard to love war. It's really hard to love disease. But to find the divinity in everything and be like the sun and beam out love to everyone and everything, regardless of all of it. I'm hearing in French. I don't even know it's the right turn. Tout le monde. I think everything in the world. Without judgment for everything. With only a sense of love. You stay in that sense of love, in that sense of awe, in that sense of, wow, I totally don't agree with this person, but that's just one arm, one hand fighting with the other foot. So I'm going to love them up too because they are me. I am them. We are one. You stay in that state and you are becoming, without a doubt, a modern mystic. So Allie's going to put the link below so that you can check this out. Yeah, she's got the link below. Very excited to see you there. We've actually offered it at a special price right now. So if you want to get in and try this out, we're offering it at a really cool price because you're the first people that we're going to teach how to become a modern mystic. I guess truth be told, we've been teaching it for years. You're the first people going through this who will know why they're doing it, what they're going to gain, and what this word means to you. And if you've been in our Manifestation Mastery Circle, you've already got it going on. So let's dive in deep this next month and take it to a whole new level. So with that said, I want to get into questions here. Libido, Brenda donated $10. Thank you so much. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So Jessica wanted me to add something, and I'm going to add something for Jessica. Jessica, do you mind hitting the heat button on the fireplace? The fireplace can stay on, but I think we both want that heat off, unless I'm just plugged into spirit and overheating over here. Thank you. All right. Jessica wanted me to mention, if you join the School of Mystics now, today, you get access to, not only do you get access, you get to come and stay with us. And right now we're teaching more about ancient Egyptian mysticism. How does it get any better than this? So you can attend this week's live class this Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. I'm channeling from the book, The Kabbalion, The Three Initiates. Really what we're talking about is ancient Hermetic mysticism, ancient techniques from the Egyptians who were modern mystics. Yes, modern mystics in ancient times. And right now, I'm sure there are people who've been taking our Manifestation Mastery Circle classes. I'm sure there are people in the chat room, and I encourage you, if you're in the chat room and have taken our classes, to share how this has been, because this has been an amazing month for us in the learnings, in the experiences, in the techniques that I've learned from ancient Egypt. It's wild. It's been blowing my mind. Though I want to use a different term than that. So words are important. It's been enlightening my mind. It's been expanding my mind. There you go. Even better. You get access to that if you sign up right away, and that's why I would do it like today. So you'll get access to that, and you can start becoming a modern mystic this Wednesday. But you also get access to every single past class we've had. And there is such a wealth of information in that library that you can be tapping into today. It's huge. It's dumbfounding. We've taught from Neville Goddard, Napoleon Hill, Florence Scovel Shinn. The list goes on and on and on and on up through the three initiates. You can take the last 3 weeks' classes and be caught up to speed, all helping you on this process of connecting with spirit, of becoming a modern mystic. All right, I'm going to take the tiniest sip of water because, wow, I am like overheating with energy over here. And then let's dive into your beautiful questions and stick around to the end. We're going to do a beautiful modern mystic meditation just about 30 minutes from now, give or take a few. So you're going to want to hang in there till the end. The sense of relief of the heat cooling down. All right. So we teach a program called AWE, the Automatic Writing Experience, where you quiet, say a few prayers, go into meditation, you take your pen, you put it to paper, and you write, and words come through from the other side. And I bring that up because the first question we have tonight, and you can find out more about it. You can actually get the video-based program and live classes at automaticwriting.com, or you can simply buy the book and bring the receipt back to automaticwriting.com and get lots and lots of bonuses. But Carl asked a question, so I wanted to give you a little background. Carl asks, is it normal when you write in automatic writing, your handwriting goes unreadable? Yes, Carl, that's awesome. That's great. It means it's coming from somewhere else. If your handwriting becomes unreadable, it means it's not coming from you. So you are channeling. What we want to do is now find a way that you're able to read it. So it might be trying, for instance, a fatter pen or a different writing device, or going to pay it to paper that has bigger lines in it so that the writing is bigger, a bigger font. Play with it and see what device or tablet that you write on, so to speak, will help you to be able to discern what's written. As I don't know if I'll call it last resort, it's what I had to do because the words were coming through so fast, is I ended up having to go to typing. Never my first resort, because typing can stimulate you and keep you awake, particularly with a bright screen. However, typing was the only means I could keep up with what was being written so that I could decipher the ciphers. So that's where I would start, Carl. We've got a screen door open. Thank you, Jessica. Question 2 from Karen. Can Michael define his idea of mystic? Karen went through a big description at the beginning, but let's go through it a little bit more, but you can hit the replay too. A mystic is somebody who is a seer, not a seeker. Somebody who sees from a higher level perspective, but sees without eyes, hears without ears, knows without thought. By connecting and staying connected to spirit in the upper room, vibrating at a higher level? Beautiful question, Karen. L. Harbor. If we are in the Mastery School, will the subscription discontinue or do we need to rejoin? L. Harbor, you continue. You're in. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? Absolutely. Beautiful question. Lily, can you talk about the full moon energy, please? Lily, the most basic that I'm going to go into on the full moon is that it is an amplifier. Sort of like here on the East Coast right now, it's an amplifier of the tide. It's an amplifier of our emotions. It's an amplifier of the craziness. It is an amazing intention time because you can link it to the moon. Let it blast her light right back on you. So much more to it, and there's so much from an astrological point of view, and it's something both on an astronomical and astrological point of view, something that I do talk about with Dr. Michael Lennox, and we have an upcoming interview that'll be coming out, I think it's August 29th on that. Let's see if I have the date right. 29th, no, August 31st from Dr. Michael Lennox. But what I would do right now with the energies of the moon is I would set powerful intention, and I would also be extra loving, kind, and gentle to yourself, everyone else, and in particular, anyone you're not in agreement with. Because the full moon illuminates. It illuminates where there are challenges. It illuminates what gets to be worked on. And if you're having a difficulty with someone, it is easy for it to amplify and illuminate it over the top. Instead, let the light dim down just a little bit and then do that beautiful dance. It's why right now is not the time to get in disagreement with anyone because there's too much energy and we lose our minds. I used to be a big landscape photographer, sunrise and sunset. And I took some amazing shots of the moon. And it's not once, it's not twice, it's many times over that I would melt down while taking pictures of the moon because the light was too strong for me. The amplification was too much. Marigold, would the Manifestation Mastery recordings be available to review? Absolutely. Whether you're a Manifestation Mastery Circle member or whether you're a School of Mystics member, you will have full access in our library to every single class. So if you join in the School of Mystics, you get access to all our Manifestation Mastery Circle classes going back to the beginning. And before that, we had another program called Open-Hearted Warrior Boot Camps. You'll have access to that. If you're a Manifestation Mastery Circle member, you're going to continue into the School of Mystics. You don't have to do anything. And you'll get access to all of the Manifestation Mastery Circle classes and all of the Open-Hearted Warrior Boot Camp classes as well. So for those people who are new, we have this huge wealth of all these classes. And basically, whether you sign up now, whether you sign up a couple weeks from now, whether you signed up a few weeks back for our main program, you get access to all of that. And all of that for life. That doesn't go away. So you have access to this huge, beautiful wealth of information. Mohani, have you studied the Bible? Yes, but not as much as I would like. And I'm being challenged to go back to Old Testament when the time is right. I grew up in a kind of a dual culture of bouncing back and forth between Judaism and Christianity. And so I would go to like, what was it? Hebrew kindergarten. Oh, wait, first Catholic nursery school, Hebrew kindergarten, Unitarian junior high, Catholic high school, Hebrew school in between, and this bouncing back and forth had me studying Old Testament, had me studying New Testament, had me comparing the both, had me hanging out with priests in the Catholic high school talking shop. I don't remember most of it, but I do find it really cool, and I get to dive into it even deeper again. I know that. Oh, and then there was even going and attending temple. At the same time, I was part of the Native American church, and I was attending a Jewish temple and there's a word for a church that I can't even remember at the moment. All good. All learnings on these paths. Kit Kat. Hey, Michael, could you explain to us the description of a conversation you have with the angels? Do you hear your voice? How do you determine the difference? That's a great question, Kit Kat. Most of the time there is a knowing. And so it's not so much that I hear, well, you do hear a different voice. Okay, I hear a different voice, but it's the hearing without ears. What does that mean? It means that what I hear is in my voice, but is not my voice. It's as if I can tell that somebody else has jumped in there for a moment. And it becomes very clear. I'm closing my eyes to listen right now. It becomes very clear with practice that, wait, that's not me. Automatic writing helped me to do that, because at first in automatic writing, the words were coming through, on that pen on paper without any thought at all. Then the words started coming through me when I started coaching, when I would pause. So this is, if you were one of my early coaching clients, I've coached for decades now, but if you're one of my early coaching clients in terms of using awe, I'd be, let's say I'm coaching you, Kit Kat, talk. Oh, what I want to say is, in other words, Kit Kat, I would stop, pause, drop my head, go quiet, and then words, an idea, or an image would pop in, and I would share that. There's a feeling sense that's different between the two. Now, if I'm completely stressed out or flipped upside down or backwards, which in this modern topsy-turvy world can still happen, I will go into my automatic writing for clarification to make sure it's coming from my angels, because we're stubborn. When we hear something that we don't like, we tend to revert back to childhood. Na, poo-poo. I'll go into my automatic writing and I'll challenge them. Is this really coming from the angels? Could this be my ego? Who's speaking to me? How do I know? And they'll make it abundantly clear who and what this is and where it came from. And if you're not familiar with automatic writing, go to automaticwriting.com. You can literally begin learning it this evening. It's a practice, Kit Kat, and it refines itself, meaning it becomes clearer and clearer the more that you dive in and practice with it. It's a brilliant question. Yolanda. I love you, Yolanda. Is seeing without your eyes feeling or intuiting? Yes, in a sense it is, Yolanda. It is. To take it to the next level, Yolanda, imagine that at your third eye, you are beaming out sonar like a bat. And it's going beep, beep, beep. Or if you don't want to think of it as a bat, think of it as a bottlenose dolphin. And you are beaming out a signal out to whomever, whatever. And then it bounces back and you receive it with your heart. That is, in essence, at the most basic level, because this is actually something that's a practice. So there's a lot more we can do to expand this. But at its most basic level, that is a way that we can start heightening our intuitive eye, is projecting out that image and having it bounce back into our hearts. But Yolanda, you do a lot. I know you do a lot of seeing without your eyes. And you know that's where the answers are. Grandma Bear. Oh my God, what a great name. Can I just give you a hug for that? I'm wondering why, as my vibe rises, those around me go on attack. I don't understand and would appreciate some guidance. Grandma Bear, when I was first on my awakening journey in my earliest days, I had a longtime girlfriend, 6.5 years, who the relationship got, shall we say, strained as I was becoming more awake and aware. As my vibrations went up, she was finding that a threat. You will find that some people do not resonate with the new you. Why? Well, they're on their own journey and they don't want the mirror cast back at them. It's not your job to try to bring anyone up. In fact, people like that are in your life, sidestep. Work to be around those people who do vibrate with you. Now, family, we can't really choose our family, but do not engage. Send love. Do not try to change them, but just do your best you can to be as gentle with them. Do not dim your light for anyone, but do what you can to be gentle and understand that they're struggling on their own path. And seeing you shine may be very hard for them at this time until and unless they are ready. Brilliant question. Next question. Inner Shanti. How do we know what we want? Most brilliant question of the evening. Inner Shanti, we get to practice feeling the pulls that are on our heart. This is where becoming awake and aware helps, because we get to go, where does that come from? Why do I like chocolate so much? Man, I love chocolate. Was it because somebody taught me to like chocolate? No. Was it because I always liked chocolate? Yeah. Then did it come from me? No. So then is it something that I really want and wasn't dictated to me by others? Yeah. In other words, feel on the pulse and try to identify where this came from. And if the answer is it didn't come from me, then that's what you truly want. Isn't that crazy? What a paradox. If it didn't come from me, then that's what I truly want. Yes, because it came from spirit. If it came from you, meaning the thinking mind, that's not probably what you truly want. I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten in trouble thinking I knew what I want rather than feeling into what I want. That's what we're talking about. Feeling into the pull that's pulling on our hearts. That's what it's all about. It's a practice. Takes a little bit of ferreting out. Whatever you do, don't say, I think I want this. And yes, chances are it is the first thing you think of. If I say chocolate or vanilla, the first response tends to absolutely be the correct one. Andrea, how do I know what is the right path forward? You're here. You're on path. And I don't mean that lightly. We all think, well, there has to be this one path. I have to take this next step. No, you have to just be. You don't even have to do that. But the more, Andrea, that you dive into yourself and that you pause and listen, the more things become clear. Oftentimes, the answer, sort of like Inner Shanti was talking about, the answer is in there. We just haven't given ourselves permission to go in the direction we desire. But this concept of I'm on path, I'm off path, I'm on track, I'm off track it's a bit dated. because we came here to learn and grow and to expand, not to be Michael on the camera. I didn't come here to be Michael on the camera. It just so happens that that's pretty awesome for me. And there's something that's pretty awesome for you. I felt into the tug of my heart, but I came here to learn and grow and expand. Period. Done deal. End of story. It just so happens that I get to do it on camera or on the mic or with a book. And you have your way that you came here to learn and grow and expand. We do come here with a soul mission, but that has to do with growth. That has to do with learning. That has to do with our evolution. It doesn't have to do with a specific thing. And that's what trips us up. We think, I have to do an XYZ and I have to find out what is XYZ, or I'm not on my path. Not true. You're on your path. There is no one on the entire planet who is not on their path. Now, we can make the path smoother. We can make the path more fun. We can make the path perhaps a lot easier and certainly with less suffering. But the path is the path. So we love up for where we're at without judgment. And then instead of working to move forward, we play our way forward. Now, certainly, taking a course like this helps tremendously on that process. But no matter what you do, no matter what, you are on path. I raced bicycles decades ago in Europe, tried to make it to the Tour de France. How does it get any better than this? Waved by a safety official. Through a blind turn, fans going nuts all around, until I was waved straight into an oncoming car and ended my European career. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that race. That was so off path. I just took myself totally off of my life trajectory. Actually, I said things like that and worse for about 6.5, 7 years as I went through rehab center to rehab center for PTSD, for back pain, for until I learned that, as the expression goes, what's in the way is the way. All here to serve me, all here to serve you. So what I'm saying lastly, but not leastly, is love yourself up through the journey and then dive more into automatic writing, so that you can communicate with spirit, communicate with the angels, communicate with your guides, and begin to learn at a deeper soul level where to go from here. I think I have, oh my gosh. I'm not sure if I can get through all of these questions before meditation. Let's see how many I can get through here. I thought I had 4 questions left. Then I scrolled to the next page. I love it. I love you guys. In awe, I keep getting that angels' guides want me to go slowish until circumstances change. In other words, till little ones start school. Is this normal? I did get names. Haha, that's progress. Woohoo! Melissa, it is very rare that our angels and guides will tell us to move too fast or tell us to move faster. They will either say, good pace. They might rush us, hurry us up a little bit, but oftentimes slow is the answer. I like to say slow is the new fast, because slow builds space. Space allows for higher level learnings to come through. Space allows the time to embody who and what we are now. And my guess is space gives you the opportunity to spend more time with your little one until she or he starts school. So I would treasure that and not rush it at all. The cool thing is, ego in the history of the universe has never once, my guess, told anyone to slow down. So this is truly your angels and guides, because ego's acting from a place of fear, and ego needs you to do this now, and ego needs you to do the other thing, and ego, go. So that's a message you're getting from spirit. And I would thank them, and I would slow down, and I would enjoy the slower ride. Beautiful question. Lily, what about a new moon meditation? A new moon meditation I will do, I guess that'd be 2 weeks from now. I would love to do a new moon meditation. Haha, that could be fun. New moon is the perfect time to plant new seeds. Nathan Simpson, what would you say is the difference between a magician and a mystic? A brilliant question, Nathan, because I've played with a lot of nomenclature over the years, especially when asking who and what I am. And Jessica and I were talking about this recently too. The concept of a magician is that of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, of having a trick up one's sleeve. So I'm getting clarification on Lily. What about a full moon meditation? Sure, why not? What the heck? Let's do it. We're going to bring the moon and the mystics together. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but let's do that, Lily. I love it. So a magician is known for having tricks up one's sleeve, of having a sleight of hand, of having a way of doing things, even though a magician is just understanding how to play with energy. We can call an alchemist. However, a mystic, it's interesting. The word that just popped into my head. So Eunice is playing with me right now. The universe is totally being a trickster. A mystic conjures up, which is a term of a magician. That's where they're playing with me. Conjures up a different image. It conjures up an image and energy of the sacred rather than of an entertainer. Truth is, they're both the same thing. They're both playing with energy, shifting energy, being of energy. So you can call it whichever definition you desire. One last thought, though, that I'm hearing is that words have an energy since the beginning of time. They have a frequency to it. They have a message in their frequency or vibration, which is why something like Om Mani Padme Hum, even if you don't know what that means, could feel extra special, which is a mantra, versus I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person, which is an affirmation. I'm a good person, great thing, but it didn't have a million or a billion people behind it saying that same sentence. And so there's a frequency imparted upon one that's not imparted on the other. There is a frequency imparted on the word mystic that is different than the frequency that has been imparted upon, or impressed may be a better word, impressed upon the word magician. And I have no idea what that sound was we just heard, Jessica. None at all. I think it was the red phone. Few more questions. Varen, where can I go to receive good healing energy to clear my chakras? I feel almost constant tension in my abdominal area. I've tried different meditation and Reiki. I struggle with PTSD. So first off, my first two thoughts with PTSD, Varen, are always relatively the same. First, EFT tapping. We have some amazing videos from Dr. Dawson Church, from Nick Ortner and Jessica Ortner as well. And there are many studies, NIH, great studies, showing how much EFT tapping can help with PTSD. I'd also look at emotion code from Dr. Bradley Nelson as another technique. There are many great techniques that help with PTSD, something I struggled with for between 6.5 and 7 years. So I'd throw the kitchen sink at it. As far as the energetic side, I love the work of Donna Eden And we have an interview of hers coming out on Tuesday. And so I would highly recommend that, because she does a lot of the techniques right there on camera with us. That would be very helpful for you. So I'd start there. There's a technique that she calls tracing your meridians. And that is an early place that I would start. You can also, of course, get Donna Eden's books right now on Amazon, or take her programs, but I love her energy work. Shahira. Hi, Michael. I've just discovered the magical Vincent Jenna. How does it get any better than this? We love Vincent. In fact, I was thinking about him earlier tonight because he is one of my guides on my path. He says that we channel ourselves. Can you comment on this versus what you and we are doing, Kim? Yeah. Angels, guides, spirit, higher selves, higher team, higher wisdom, angelic beings, beings of higher realms, are all elements of ourselves, because we are all one. And so we are literally channeling aspects of ourselves, whether we channel Archangel Michael, whether we channel Goddess Shakti, whether we channel Guardian Angel Maximilian. On one level, these are ourselves. On a different level, they're archetypes for a bigger game at play. What does this mean? To me, it means reaching out to something with a name that's outside of ourselves makes it easier for us to accept the help and accept the information. It becomes easier. It's much easier if somebody else tells you, I want you to stop that bad habit or that addiction, versus you telling yourself that. You're not going to listen to you. So on one level, you get that aid and assistance. On another level, labeling it empowers it. If I want to cut away obscuration, if I want to cut away the branches in my life that don't serve me, or if I want protection from what I consider bad energy, remember that which you damns you back. But if I want protection, if I say, protect me, self, it doesn't seem to do much. If I say, protect me, Archangel Michael, there's a power behind it. Both the power of your word, the power of reaching out to Archangel Michael, and the power of the million or billion people who have gone before you and asked Archangel Michael for help. So, the game of the universe, it played many different levels. I like playing it on the name by saying, on the level of saying archangels, of saying guides, of saying light workers, of saying a goddess Shakti or a whomever. It's what feels comfortable for you, but that to me helps aid and assist. Excuse me. In getting things done. Hold on one quick second here. On that note, we get to switch gears momentarily. How are we on questions? I'm not usually inherently great at speed round, but let's see what I can do. Michael, can you tell us about our necklace? Moonstone, gift that came to me, has snake energy, the energy of transformation, of shedding one's old skin and coming into the new. Also has to do with the third eye, also has to do with the moon and birthing new things. And there is such a beautiful sacred power to wearing this. So thank you so much, Kim Cat. Tammy, what's the difference between an empath and a mystic? Are they the same? Can you be both? Tammy, I want to almost say that an empath is a precursor to being a mystic. Anyone can be a mystic, but an empath is somebody who is very sensitive to the energies of everyone and everything around them. That's why we as empaths tend to take on a lot of other people's energy. A mystic is simply somebody who recognizes those energy, who learns how to transmute those energy, who learns how to become awake and aware of those energies, and in a sense learns how to surf the energy. Do you need to become an empath to become a mystic? No, but it means that you're already one valuable step on your way to becoming that modern mystic because you are so aware, acutely aware of the energies around you. Now we get what we get to do. I heard somebody last week say you get to put on your God condom. You get to learn how to protect yourself from those energies. They're not bad, but learn how to not continuously ingest other people's energies. Be gone, be gone, be gone, in a sense, so that we are not living based on others' energies, but living based on our own. Soul Spa. What if Twinkies are pulling on our heart? What do we do then? That's not right, right? Oh my God. Okay, Soul Spa. So here's the deal. I tend to eat relatively very healthily. I can do better. I could probably do a lot better, but I do eat right. I haven't had a donut in years. I get to the East Coast about a month or so ago, and the only thought that I have on my mind is, I gotta have a donut. Do I really want a donut? No. But apparently, with all the Dunkin' Donuts around here that weren't out west where I was, there is an energy imprinted on the zeitgeist, on the consciousness of everybody around me saying donuts, donuts, donuts. And I have grooved or gotten in sync with that vibration to have a donut. So you get to ask, where's the energy of the Twinkie coming from? Does it really serve me? How is this pulling on my heart? Where does this come from? Do I need this? What would be for my highest good? And what is coming out of a place of love? If it's coming out of a place of love, and I literally discussed this with Hayden on our show, the head of the Center for Noetic Sciences, many moons ago, you can transmute the energy of the Twinkie. You can love up the Twinkie. You can have the Twinkie. Is it ideal to have the Twinkie? Not necessarily, but you can love it up and transmute that energy. And so the question is, why do you want it? And then if you do want it, to consciously choose it. There's one thing to having a Twinkie to say, I am loving myself up today, this one time only, or one time for now. Oh, fly landing on my nose. There's a reason for that. I get to have that Twinkie versus going out and buying a 6-pack or a dirty dozen and saying I'm going to have a Twinkie every day. Last couple questions. Pamela, I thought I was doing great and manifesting great things and then had a tower moment. How do you come back from that? And how do you believe again? Pamela, what I hear is God is, God is, God is. There is no place that God is not. Everything is spirit. Everything is universe. I could say everything is love, and you're going to say, but this experience wasn't loving. On one level, you're absolutely right, Pamela. On another level, and this can be the cosmic level, the infinite level, the level outside life here in this moment, or even life in this lifetime. To become a mystic really is to start to understand that we're divine beings having an infinite experience. When you get that, and you can step back the aperture enough, then you start to see that even this has a reason to help me and serve me. And that doesn't mean loss isn't loss, grief isn't grief. And perhaps if you've lost a loved one, that's massive. It doesn't take away from that, but it adds a richness and an understanding that there's so much more going on than meets the eye. So Pamela, I would be extra loving, kind, and gentle with yourself. Not push anything, not say, I need to believe anything at this moment. Go through the process, heal, and then when you're ready, step forward into that belief again. I would, though, challenge you, play with vibrating, whatever that means to you, at the highest level. And if that level is the level of grief, awesome. Just love yourself up. I guess it is 2 last questions. What happens when you see and know and it's frightening? Oh, great question, DTC. So first off, you get to ask why it's frightening. In essence, you get to snuggle up with, it's a term from Ram Dass, snuggle up with your fear. Why is this frightening? Is this frightening because I shouldn't do it? Meaning prudence. I should not cross the road without looking both ways. I should not cross a major highway, period. Or is it frightening because it's actually on path and is exactly what your soul is yearning for and will expose you to the greatness of who and what you truly are? So DTC, you get to lean into this. Look at it as if it's a snow globe. Look at it from all angles. Understand why it's frightening you. And if it's a prudence, don't go for it. If it's not, chances are that's energy that's actually calling you forward? Last question. Andrea, I'm still trying to forgive myself, but just keep crying and have an asthma attack when I do so. Whew. Been there, Andrea. Been there, done that. Whatever you've done, your ego wants to suffocate you because it thinks you're so bad. Does the ego really think you're so bad? No. The ego wants to, in essence, punish you for what you've done, as if she can punish you enough that the clock will roll back and that experience didn't take place. But she's wrong. The experience took place so you can go through all of the subsequent experiences so that you can be here, right now, Andrea, so that you can be asking this question, so that you can step into your greatness to lead a magnificent life despite whatever it is. And I'm not being light, whatever. But what if it was somebody lost their life? Whatever it is. What if I permanently harmed, ruined this? Whatever it is. We don't have timings. We don't have the ability to go back. I can't go back one word. It's out there. I can't go back and take it in. So nothing in the past is real now. It's all story. It was real in that it had an effect, but there is nothing we can do about it. But dimming your light now to make up for an event you did in the past serves no one. Cranking your light to the max, Andrea, can help you, can help others, can help the entire planet, because what we're doing, and ultimately, I'm really selfish. What's your mission? Raise people's vibration, elevate consciousness, shift humanity. In other words, if I help you to get on this path toward mysticism, if I help you to vibrate at a higher level, you help everyone. So Andrea, we get to forgive ourselves. I would do tapping. I would do a motion code to clear this wounds. I would get help from a professional on whatever level you need to be able. I'm hearing even shamanic journeying, which is sacred. It's not an even. It's very sacred. But I would work to clear this energetically. And then I would step forward and love yourself up with every single ounce of energy you have. Because you rock, Andrea. I don't care what you've done or what you didn't do. You rock, period. Would I say this to anyone? Yes, but I'm saying it to you specifically now, Andrea. We are one. You are me. I am you. And you rock. And so that's the way you get to live moving forward. Woohoo! You go, girl. All right. Can I get a last question? Last question. Can I get into awe and mystic stuff in the same place? As of this point, we don't have kind of a master subscription for anything. It's an interesting idea, Karen. So automaticwriting.com gives you all of our automatic writing stuff and the mystic stuff, which you find right now at that link that Ali put below. That is all of our mystic stuff. It's good to do both of them. I encourage that to everyone. But as of yet today, I don't have a master program for both. That may be temporarily because you just planted a powerful seed. All right. With that said, I'm going to take a brief sip of water. I'm going to blow my nose for a second. I know, TMI. And then see how the universe is going to chase me down for this meditation. Hold on here. Cool. We're going to do a journey around the moon meditation. And I don't even know what that means yet. But in about a minute or two, we all will. All right. Let's have you do just that. Just breathe in through the nose. There's just so much energy out there right now coming in from all directions. In. And one more time in. And if you have one more octave inside of you, in. In through the nose, out through the nose, in and out, in and out. As you continue to breathe in and out, we want to slow things down, getting nice and slow and gentle with our thoughts. Because tonight we're going to take a ride up into the heavens in our own personal mystic spacecraft for our own personal moonshot. What's a moonshot? It's shooting so high that we might just land on. I'd like you to sit back in your chair and for a moment suspend disbelief and imagine that your chair is your own personal rocket ship. Ask yourself, what color is my ship? What does it look like? Does it have a tiny window and a tiny door? Is it a giant glass capsule? Would it be a hot pink spacecraft? Or white or black? Or I guess I gotta go with yellow. Get nice and comfortable in your spacecraft seat. And then I want you to look up through your window, through your portal, through your bubble, up, up, up to the full moon up above. And I'd like you to plant a dream up in that full moon. Do you dream of becoming a mystic? Do you dream of becoming a teacher? Of having kids? A partner? The freedom that $1 million or $10 million could buy you? Heal your body. Heal a relationship. Whatever it is, I want you to imagine that hope and dream is impressed or printed upon the moon. For me, it's future twins or something better. How does it get any better than this? Whatever it is, impress it upon the moon and then sit back in your rocket ship and let's go for a little ride. 10. Check that your seatbelt is securely fastened. 9. Make sure that door is securely locked. 8. Check out all the bells and whistles and buttons before you. 7. Check and snug that belt up one more time. 6. You start to feel the rumble of the engines as it comes to light. You've just flipped that switch. 5. You can feel the vibration through your seat growing stronger and stronger. 4. You're hearing this rumble as these engines are roaring to life. 3. You can feel this massive vibration behind you and beneath you. 2. There's a deafening roar as you are about to take off. Take one more look at the moon, and that is where you're heading. 1. It is all systems go and lift off. Feel yourself pushed back in your seat. Feel yourself heading up to the heavens, higher and higher and higher still. The craft rotates where you can see the earth beneath you. You can see the earth growing smaller and smaller and smaller still. You rotate some more, the moon comes back into sight, and you're now above the atmosphere. Stars are twinkling. You drop the booster rocket behind you. It's incredibly silent. There's such bliss. And you find yourself heading toward the moon. I want you to look at the moon again now. And I want you to look at the moon as if it's a giant white reflective pool mirror, capable of bouncing back to you and to you back on earth, whatever you cast upon this mirror. Can you see yourself having a better relationship? See it on this mirror moon. Can you see yourself having financial freedom? See it in the moon. Whatever it is you desire, see it in and on the moon before you. And if you can see, can't see, but can only feel, then imagine what that feeling would be like. And look at that right there on the moon. It's going to take a minute. So you're drifting, actually, you're hurtling at 100,000 miles an hour toward the moon. I want you to imagine, see it, and feel it reflecting there before you. Very good. Now, as we're getting closer to the moon, I want you to grab the control stick. And we're not going to land on the moon this time. I want you to veer just a little bit to the right. Pull that stick to the right. A little bit more. Little bit more. All right. You just, back to the left just a tiny bit. All right. You have got yourself in a trajectory that's going to go just to the outside of the moon. And it's going to grab or be grabbed by the moon's gravitational pull. And while the moon is small compared to the Earth, she still has quite a bit of gravity. And the moon is one heck of an amplifier. And so we are going to pass just to the right of the moon, slingshotting off of the moon's gravitational field as we amplify our dreams into reality and then catapult ourselves right back down to Earth. You're getting closer to the moon now. There's one more chance. Impress upon the moon, see upon the moon exactly it is what you desire or what you wish to feel. That's perfect too. And now in just a few seconds, we are going to slingshot around the moon. 5, 4, 3. You see the moon coming up. 2, you see the shadow going into darkness. 1, you are passing from the daylight on the side of the moon. 0, you are zipping around the moon. You feel yourself pressed further and further back into the chair. Faster and faster and faster and faster and faster still until you are launched back out from the dark side of the moon around into the light. The mirror image is aiming you from behind. You are carrying your hopes and dreams on this rocket ship and heading back to the earth, amplified, not at 100,000 miles an hour, not 100,000, but at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You have just 10x'd your hopes and dreams. And now you're coming back to earth. This beautiful crimson blue planet, wispy white clouds, amazing water world down beneath you. And you have just impressed your hope and dreams on your heart, on your psyche, on your consciousness. And it's fortunate that now your ship is on autopilot and you circle around the earth and around the earth, lower and lower still, until you hit the outer atmosphere. You start to slow. The craft starts to glow. You pass through layer after layer. There's some rumbling. There's some bumps. There's some tense moments. And then silences again as you break through the outer atmospheres. Get into the lower atmosphere of Earth. You see the blue sky. You see the wispy clouds down below. And as 3 giant parachutes open up from above, you feel this incredible sense of peace. The peace that comes from a knowingness that you are not alone, that we are all one, that you are an incredible mystic of an astronaut, truly an intronaut, for you've just gone on the inside where no one has gone before. And you know that you carry with you on your heart exactly that which you desire. And now you gently float back down, 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 down to earth, down to the water, and down to the crew that is ready to fish you out. You land with a splash into the waters that connect heaven and earth. And as you're pulled out and given a hero's welcome, you know that the dream that you just impressed upon the moon will absolutely, for certain, or something better, come into reality. As I like to say, thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Thank you for bringing me exactly what I desire for my highest good, the highest good of all, or something better. And know, thy will be done. It's in the universe's hands now. You can go to sleep easy this evening, knowing you have imprinted and you have 10x'd exactly what is upon your heart. You the single most beautiful evening ahead, day ahead, week ahead. Come join us for Dawn at Eden on Tuesday night here on YouTube again, same time, same channel. Energy healing, energy medicine, a process to build your force fields and heal from anything that's around us or may come your way. This is an incredible energy medicine show on Tuesday night, interview on Tuesday. And then come join us. The link is down below. Come join us for our ancient Egyptian mysticism class through the through the manifestation I can't even speak now. Through our MMC class this Wednesday. And come join us for our School of Mystics starting in 2 weeks. The sign up is down below. You get this class this Wednesday as well. I have lost my ability to speak. I'm so excited to see you Wednesday. I'm so excited to help you become a mystic. I'm so excited to help you on your journey. And certainly, if you want to get automatic writing, I can't think of no tool that's more important. Automaticwriting.com. I can't wait to help you on your journey in any way I can. Thank you, Allie, much for running things here tonight. Thank you, Jessica, for running everything. Thank you, Lumiere, for holding space. Lovebug, who's probably behind me, for holding space. Ruru, who's taking a nap. Sir Meowsers, who's holding space in the main house. And all of our angels, guides, and spirit workers for our highest good and highest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so, 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 so much. Have the most beautiful evening ahead. And keep on shining bright. Woohoo! Love you guys. Good night.